Hi, thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga with Laura, 200-hour certified yoga instructor. Today we're going to do a yoga workout. So we're going to be doing a little bit of flow, a lot of strength training. We're going to kind of work on building up some muscle, increasing our flexibility. We're going to do it all today. And you pretty much just need yourself and a mat. Of course, I have my yoga blocks here because you never know when you might need a little extra help. So go ahead, and while you're collecting those things, do me a favor and let me know what your favorite strength move is in the comments below, and be sure to check my links there as well and find me on Patreon. So let's begin in mountain pose. We're just going to begin, as always, focusing on our breath, checking in with our body, and as much as possible breathing through our nose. I know that can be a bit challenging in spring months. And just remembering that we're going to listen to our own body today. When we begin to move, we'll use the blocks if we find that we need those for some of our poses. And let's begin with some pelvic tilts. Go ahead and jump right into some core toning. Tilting our hips forward, pressing in from our navel over and over, tilting from the bottom. Now let's go ahead and add some chest work here as well. So squeezing through our chest. And let's step our feet out, and we're going to circle our hips. So we're going to take it through a nice rigorous warm up, a little more so than normal. Take it the other way. Now let's bring our feet wide, turning sideways on our mat. We're going to begin with some moonflowers. Inhaling up, exhale, pulling down. Let's add a little hinge as we come down this time. Beginning to really feel our hips and legs. Adding in some core. Now let's go ahead and bring our arms to our legs, turn our toes forward, and we're going to slide side to side. So we can take this lower, even take our arms out, or we can take this down to the floor. So everybody's just kind of finding what works for them today. I always kind of stay in the middle, so you pick what works for you. Let's come back to the center, make our way up, walk it in. And we're going to come to the back edge of our mat. So finding our mountain here. All right, getting a little increase in our heart rate. Let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now let's go ahead and walk out until we're on our hands and knees. Let's take this to some cat and cow here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding forward. Moving with our own breath. And we'll bring ourselves back to neutral and begin to move side to side. Like we're going to touch our shoulder and our hip. Really feeling that side to side movement of our core. Now let's press ourselves back to child's pose. So we're going to begin here doing some push-ups. Let's inhale forward, and we're going to stay on our knees here at the beginning. And we're also going to keep this kind of small, turning our elbow creases forward. Let's just do lower down, push up, lower down, push up. Keeping it small here. Whenever you need to, take a break back in child's pose. Remember, we are warming up here. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take it to a handful of push-ups again. Taking a break whenever we feel it. And while we're taking that break, some of us might choose to take this to our downward facing dog instead. So just making sure that we're pressing through the upper pads of our palms, lifting our tailbone to the ceiling, relaxing our heels down toward the floor, shoulder blades reaching toward our hips. Now let's take this to a full flow. Inhale forward, exhale lowering down, shrugging our shoulder blades to our hips. We're going to inhale forward and up. Exhale, pressing ourselves back. Moving with our own breath. Inhale forward, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale back. So let's just take it through that a few times on our own here. And we're taking it to downward dog. Of course, we can bring it here. Let's finish up the one we're in. Taking it back to child's pose or downward dog. And taking a moment here to really get in touch with our breath. Should probably be breathing through our mouth by now. Breathing a little heavier. So just take that in. Stay there as long as you need to. And let's come to our hands and knees. Tuck our toes, and we're going to walk back until we're in our standing forward fold. And we're going to do a little inchworm now. We're going to walk our hands forward to plank. Let's walk our hands back. So working our upper body here and core. And if you want to come forward to your knees, you can take it there. Let's do a couple more of these. And we'll bring it forward. Holding our plank this time. Exhaling down. Let's take it through that flow. Back to our child's pose or downward dog. And remember to get water anytime throughout our workout. I forgot to bring mine with me, but anyway, get water anytime. And of course, if you prefer, you can always sit up right here. So we're always listening to our own body about how we approach anything that we do. We're going to stay here for just a little more work from our side planks. So let's come forward, hands and knees. Let's look at kneeling side plank flow first. So for this one, we're going to slide one foot off the mat, while the other one up. Inhale up, exhale, come back down to all fours. Then we're going to slide the other foot off, inhale, and then exhale back to hands and knees. So a couple more here. Inhale, inhale. So continuing to flow right there, inhale, exhale, or we can take this to our full plank and roll the feet. Inhale up, exhale down, roll, inhale up, exhale down. So find your flow. And again, just to remind you, and of course, we want to make sure we do this an even number of times on both sides, or on both sides equally. How about that? And then we'll take that rest. So you can go to child's pose, downward dog, sit up, get some more water, whatever works for you. Another option, if you happen to have a block, and just getting in touch with our breath. Let's go ahead and take this up, forward fold. And we'll make our way up to our mountain. Already feeling vigorous. Let's step it out wide. We'll keep our toes pointing forward. Let's go ahead and lift the toes of one foot, finding warrior two. So shoulders over our hips, knee out toward our pinky toe. And we're going to flip our hand reaching forward and then up. Reverse warrior. And let's take this to our side angle. So we have arm variations. Just kind of figure out what works for you. If we're going to use a block, we want to bring it inside like this. But of course, we can always keep this up. The main thing is to go for the stacking of our shoulders. Now let's inhale back to our reverse warrior. Breathing however we need to. Let's turn our palm forward, straighten our leg. We're going to shift our hips and reach, 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 all the way over to triangle. Using our block, the floor, our own body, going for that stacking of our shoulders. There's 3 dimensions to our blocks. Let's inhale our way up. Reverse warrior. And we're going to flow a little bit here. We're going to inhale up, exhale side angle, any arms. Inhale up, straighten our leg, and exhale to triangle. Same thing, any variation on our arms. Inhale, reverse warrior, exhale for whatever else. Let's finish up at reverse warrior. Holding there, breathing. Feeling that strength in our legs. Let's come back to the center and we'll turn our other toes out. Get that block over there if we need it. Warrior two, shoulders over hips, knee out toward our pinky toe. Lengthening our spine. Let's flip our hand, reaching out and up, reverse warrior. And sometimes we may have to adjust ourselves. So let's explore that side angle, stacking our shoulders, and just making sure we're not reaching way back if we reach our arm up. Options on our hands. Focus on shoulder. Let's take it back to reverse warrior. And we'll turn our palm forward, straighten our legs again, shifting our hips as we reach, 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 finding our triangle. So, floor, block, leg, stacking our shoulders. Let's take this back to reverse warrior. And we're going to flow on this side. Inhale up, exhale side angle. Inhale up, exhale, triangle. And again, just varying our arms as we're feeling it. Let's finish up holding our reverse warrior. Now let's release from here, turning our toes forward. Now let's just take a forward fold right here, beginning to stretch out our legs. Maybe taking our feet a little wider, allowing our head to relax. backs forward. And let's walk our hands over to one foot. We're going to lunge to that side. Now let's walk ourselves around to the other side. Same thing, stretching out through our inner thigh. Let's come back to the center, folding in and making our way up. So we're going to take it to some standing balance. So get near a wall if you need to, find something to hold on to. We're going to take it to our figure four. So we're going to shift our weight to one leg, lift our other, and place it over. And then we're going to see about shifting our weight back, hands wherever we need them for our own balance. Finding something just in front of us to stare at. Noticing what's going on. Let's make our way up from there, and we're just going to switch sides. Figure four, shift back. See if we can hold this right here. Or not. Let's go ahead and release from there. And we're just going to go ahead and have a seat on the floor. We'll begin to stretch everything out after just a little more work. Lots of core today. So let's take our legs wide, folding forward if you wish. And this is just preparing us for our boat pose. So let's lift up. And if you do happen to have a pillow, block, rolled up towel handy, go ahead and squeeze that between your legs, right between the thighs. We're going to get up on our sit bones, tilting our hips forward so that our heart lifts to the ceiling. And let's go ahead and lift one or both feet, holding on or letting go. So just kind of find that place where you feel that shaking going on right in your middle. And everybody's going to be different, and each day it could be something different. Keep squeezing the knees together. Let's lower down, soles of our feet together. And again, just flapping here or coming forward. Finding a place we can breathe. So let's lift up from here, taking our legs out. We're going to bring one foot in. And let's just begin folding forward over this leg. So we're feeling the back of our leg, hamstrings, back of the knee. This time we want to focus on exhaling and sinking. Let's sit up from here. We're going to take that same side hand up. Inhale and lift. Exhale into a twist. So our back hand is up near our bottom to keep our spine tall. And we're looking out over our shoulder. Let's unwind from here. We'll switch legs. And again, let's begin folding forward, feeling that hinge at our hip, using our sinking breath, sinking exhales. And we'll lift up from here, taking our arm up, inhale, lift, exhale into our twist. Other hand by our bottom, spine tall, looking out over our shoulder. And let's just find as deep a breath as we can. Unwinding from here. Let's go ahead and come to an easy seat. And we're going to press one hand into the floor, reaching our other hand for the ceiling. And then it's up to you how far deep you want to go over to that side. Keep pressing sit bone into the floor. And we're going to reach up and over, creating as much space as we can on that side of our body. Let's bring it up, switch our front foot, and we're going to start reaching up on the other side, pressing into the floor, pushing that sit bone into the floor, and then taking this as deep as you want to go on this side. So we're all listening to our own body about that. All right, let's lift up, and now we're going to reach our hands back, clasp our hands, and really open up our chest. Let's take several deep breaths right here. We can move around with this, if that's what we're feeling. Seeing how tall we can get, how open we can get our heart. Well, let's release from there and just find a comfortable seat. If it is comfortable, we can maybe take a half lotus by bringing one foot onto the thigh of the other leg, or you might even try full lotus. This just depends on whether your knees feel like going there. All right, so half lotus is usually doable. And one thing you'll find is that the sit bones tend to be a little more square. But however you want to do this, let's just sit here for a moment in our meditation pose. Let's take Namaskar Mudra and just begin sitting tall, meditating for a moment, integrating rest into our practice, allowing our mind to quiet as we allow our body to be still. Just seeing what we notice in that silence. From here, we'll bring our hands to Namaskar Mudra at our heart. And I want to thank you for joining me here again today. I appreciate you coming so much. I also would appreciate you checking out that link below, finding more videos on Patreon. See you next time.